Okay, so yesterday we have seen this how we created the select operation, right? So nothing but get method. So we have different methods, right? So post is for insert, put is for operation, delete is for delete operation, right? So now, yeah, like I have externalized this response file. Where can I externalize to the example folder, right? So if I press control and if I click on this URL, automatically it will go to this file actually. Automatically it is showing the file content, right? So this is my root API. Okay, this is my root RAML API. So here we are designing our resources. Based on the resources, it will create the URLs actually. Here you can see our API endpoints finally, right? So here we have example files. In this we have all examples. This is the exchange actually. So this is the exchange file. Here we have some details actually about this API. We have some details. Name is student API and main is the student API main RAML. So in that way it will show. So now I'm going to create a post method. How can I'm going to create a post method. So for post method also we have responses actually. So same thing I'll copy paste in a post method. Okay. So post method. What is the purpose of post method actually? So to insert the details, right? Post method purpose to insert the details. So to insert the details into the DB, we can use the post method. If you want to insert some details, you have to first of all you have to pass the details, right? So responses means once you inserted successfully, you will get this response actually. Okay, you will get this response. So response is not useful actually for the insertion operation. Means for the insert body, if you want to insert some body, response is not useful actually. For that, you need to add the request body. Okay, so we have response for the get method and post method. Every method we have responses, but we have only request body for the post and the put method. Why? Because if you want to insert some details, definitely you should pass the details as a request body, right? So that's why you have to add the request body here. So and also right, so in the postman also, while hitting on the postman also, so while using post method or put method, you are sending some data from the body, right? So in the same way, if your API if your API wants to allow that body, then definitely you have to add the request body, then only your API will allow the request body. Okay, so here I'm adding the body. So here I'm adding body nothing but application by JSON. I'm giving some example, same thing actually. So here I'm giving example. This is my example actually. Same example I'm giving here. So this is the case. So in this way I have created my body as well. Okay, just like that. Now this is my get body. Get body only have responses. Get body doesn't have request body. Why? Because we are not inserting any data, right? So if you want to send some data to your API, then you have to add your post body. So like body, you have to add the body, request body you can call it as. Okay, so response is common for all methods like get method, post method, delete method. Every method has a one response, right? So definitely we should add the response for the post and put and delete methods. Okay, so in this way we can add responses and request bodies. So same structure we have, let's see, for the put method also. Okay, put method also. Okay, if you observe here, okay, so delete and also delete means you may send or you may not send. Okay, so you can send SID, you are sending SID through the URI parameter, right? So then directly based on this ID it will delete and it will return the some response, right? So for the delete also you no need to add body actually. Okay, so simply if you add response, that is enough actually. Okay, so this is the control B. So here I'm sorry, right? In this way, here you can see get method, post method, put method, delete method, right? So here you can see all method have responses. Get method have response, post method have response, put method have response and the delete method also have response. But we have only request body for the post and update only. Okay. So why? Because if you want to edit some details, then definitely you have to pass the details in the body. If you want to insert some details, you have to pass the details in the body only. So that's why we need to add the request body for the post and put methods. Okay, this is the scenario. Here in the mark response also you can check actually. So get means directly try it. I'm clicking on the try it directly. Here it is showing send option, right? So why? Because just simply I have only URL name. I'm not passing any data. Actually, I'm not passing any input body. So that's why it is simply asking directly send button. I'm sending. I'm getting the response. Okay. In the same way, for the postman, okay, again I'm going back. So summary, I'm clicking on the summary. Here I can see post method. If I click on the try it button, try it option, so here you can see some body actually here. So before hitting, I'm setting some body and I'm hitting the request. So once it is inserted, it will show some message actually. So as of now, what it is showing? It is showing like same data. Whatever I have data in the same data I'm showing. Instead of that, if I'm showing some like inserted successfully message, that is very better, right? So that's why I will add the different response for the different methods. Okay, how can I add different responses for the different method? You can see here in the responses, you can see select student response. Here also select student response. For the put also I have select student response. We should not use this same response for all methods, right? So that's why I'm creating for each resource. Okay, for each method I'm creating a different responses. How can I create a different responses? Here I can create a duplicate file. Okay, so I'm editing this duplicate file name. So here I'm using delete student response, right? So duplicate. Now it will create a delete student response, and like I'll duplicate one more file. So insert student response. Okay, same way I can create one more response also. Duplicate. What is that? Update, right? Update student response. In this way I have created 4 responses. Okay, so in the 4 responses I'll create a different types of responses in this way. How can I create? First of all, delete, right? So I need to remove all these things. Simply I'll keep message actually. Okay, message, everything should be in a double quotes, and need to separate by the colon actually. So deleted successfully. Okay, deleted successfully. So in this way you can write your delete message. Same message you can write for all the insert also. Like here you can write inserted successfully, updated successfully. Okay, updated successfully. Now if you add these files into this main RAML, okay, if you add this file into the main RAML in the response section, you will get a different response for the different methods. Okay, select student response is fine. For the insert, which thing I need to select? Automatically it will show the suggestions actually. To remove this, if I press slash, automatically it will give the suggestions for the all files. Which file I need to select here? Insert student response, right? And also here I can select remove slash update, right? So update student response. Sorry, this is not the response. Sorry, here I need to select it. That is the body, right? Request body. Request body, that is. So here I can select, but I can select update. Here I can select delete. Delete. Okay, delete student response. Now try to try to check actually. So now I'm trying to hit insert. So I'm sending some body. If you want to edit this body also, you can edit and you can send it. Okay, if I click on the send button, you'll get now response as a different response. So what response you got? Inserted successfully. for the post method you will get inserted successfully, right? So previously we have discussed, right? So different methods, every method has their own response codes actually. So here you can see every method, like get method have 200 status code, post method have 201, okay, and put method also 200 we can use actually. So for the delete we can use the 4 actually, 200, okay. But instead of this actually the what is the delete response code is like 204. But what is the like drawback here? So if I'm hitting the delete method, so I'm trying, right? So I need to pass some id actually. So based on this id it will delete and it will return the message actually. Okay, it should return the message, but here it is returning no content, means it is not returning any data actually. So it has to show like deleted successfully, right? But it is not showing, right? Why? Because based on this, like due to this status code, if you are using 204, it is not, it will not show the content actually. So instead of this 204, if you are using 200, okay, 200, then it will show actually, okay. So that's why most of the people, instead of the 204, actually actual status code is for delete is 204, but if you are using 204 you can't get any data actually. That is the drawback. So that's why for the delete also we can use the 200. Okay, now I'm passing some value, I'm sending, now you'll get the deleted successfully, right? In this way you can write your response messages, okay. In this way you can write. Now I can create a request examples also. Why? Because I need to send the request body also, right? So for the post method, yeah, here I can see examples. These all are the responses, right? So I can add the request also. But if I'm using request and response in the same folder, that is not good, right? So for that, I'm dividing this all response and request files into a separate folders. So for that, I'm creating inside examples. I'm creating two folders. One folder is request, okay, request, create, and response, create, okay. So now I'm dragging this all response files into the response folder. In this way we can drag actually. So cancel. So here you can see all right, okay. Now you can see all my response files in the response folder, but here it is showing some error, right? So why it is showing error? Why means like I need to add this response in the path actually, okay. Why? Because in the examples, okay, inside examples what we have, inside examples if I press slash, it is showing request and response folders actually. Whenever I select the response folder, then only it will show all files inside of response, okay. So I can select here, select student response. Now it will remove this error. In this way I have to change for everything, everywhere, okay. This also we can try. Yeah, now same thing, means between the example and your file you have to add the response, right? So same thing I'll add here, okay. Control C, I'll add for all of it. Now you got, right? Is there any confusion? Okay, in this way you can remove all errors, okay. So here we are doing some mistake actually. What is that mistake? For the request body also we are referring response actually, okay. That is our mistake. So for the request we need to create a separate request files, okay. How can we create a request files? So for the which method I need a request actually? First of all, can you tell me anyone, for which methods we need request body? Post and put, right? So nothing but insertion and update, right? So for that we need to create a two files actually, two request files. So that is enough, right? So I'm creating a two request files. New file. Here I'm creating new file. So here I can create insert student request. Okay, insert student request dot raml. Okay, create. So inside raml I can give, if you want to fetch these details from the select operation, then you have to insert these details, right? So first of all I'll insert these details. So I'll insert these details but not in this way. So I'll insert directly in this way. Okay, I'll do some. Okay. In this way you can do. So I'm inserting in this way, but while getting I have structured my data. Okay. So this way. Okay. So and also like here you need to observe one thing actually. This is my request body, right? So insert request body. While inserting, I need to insert the SID also. But updating, where I am passing this SID, while updating, where I am passing this SID as a URI parameter, right? So that's why I no need to pass in a body. Got it, right? So create a update student request. Okay. So in this, I no need to send this ID from the body actually. Why? Because already I am sending from the URI parameters, right? So I'll take from the SID from URI parameters and I am updating all this body. Okay, based on that ID, I am updating this body. In this way, we can design our update request and the insert request, right? So, but here I am referring response actually. Is this correct? Not right. So for that, what I have to do? Slash. After example, which folder I need to select actually for giving the post body? Request or response? Request, right? So why? Because all my request bodies inside of request folder. So insert student request. It's fine, right? So in the same way, I can refer my update request also. How can I refer? I need to select the request folder. Inside request folder, I need to select the update student request. In this way, I can refer request bodies and response bodies. Okay. Here you can see. Now you can see here. So I'm clicking on the post method. So here I'm sending. Here you can see SID, SNAME, all latest body you can see, right? So when you enter this body, automatically it will insert, it will return a one message actually, 201 with the 201 status code. 201 inserted successfully, right? Same way, you can update your data. You can update your details. Okay, so try it. And here it is asking for the SID, right? SID you need to pass in the URI parameters. In the body you no need to pass actually. Why? Because it is taken from the URI parameters. And if you hit your API, then you will get updated successfully response. In this way, you have to create your request bodies for the insert and updates. Okay. The last thing is like select operation. Now I'm using the select operation, right? So for the select operations, I have two URLs actually. So one is the select all students and another one is the select the student by student ID, right? So for that, I'll remove this thing anyway. I'll remove this thing, student actually. So student slash, so here I can add one more resource actually. So student slash SID, right? So in this way I can add it. SID. Here I can add colon. So here I can, what I have to do now, I need to add this response here. But actually, just you can imagine one thing actually. but selecting all students you will get different response, but selecting one student details you will get a different response, right? So now what you have to do is select all students, you will get a multiple responses actually. Like in this way, I'll divide select the student response, right? So I'll rename this file first of all. Okay, I'll rename as a select all students. Select all students response, and I'll create a one more file. So select duplicate. Okay, I'll duplicate means that it will create one more file. Select student by ID. Okay, ID response. In this way you can create two responses actually. So one is for select all students and another one is for select a particular student. In the response also you'll get in this way actually. So this is the only particular student. Okay, select student, but if you want to get a multiple records, then you have to give in this way, like delete. So here in this way you have to, like you can add multiple responses. Okay, so here you can give different IDs. So something HID. Yes. Okay, in this way you can give multiple data. So now try to test your API by using your mock service. How can you test? Actually, it is showing some two errors. What is those errors actually? So I need to refer this student, right? So this is the wrong one actually. So this is for select all students. Okay. Here examples. Inside examples you have responses tab. Inside response tab you can see all files, right? Select all students and select student by ID file. So I need to select this file actually. Select all students. And for this I need to select this thing. I need to select slash select student by student ID. In this way I need to. So here you observe here, if I mock test these two URLs, so here you can see student and student by student ID, right? So in this way, select get, try it, send. Now you will get a list of objects. Means nothing but you will get a two objects, right? But if you are selecting your ID based on the particular ID, okay, I'm clicking on the try it. I need to pass some particular ID 1 to 5, so that it will give or 1 to 4. It will give the particular student details. Okay, so it will give the student details, particular student. Okay, so in this way, but if you can observe, it is the object. Okay, in this two example, you can see this is the object, means nothing but we are getting only single student details. If you click on this, you will get multiple student details, means list of objects. Okay, so in this way I'll get. Yeah, in this way finally you have created a RAML, right? So with the structure, but this is also not a like industry standards actually. You need to follow more standards actually. Okay, I'll apply those standards as well. Okay, so first of all we should not use individual. Okay, we should not use individual resources for each method actually. Okay, so for that we need to do one more thing actually. So I can reuse this student actually. Okay, I can reuse this student. I can reuse this student, and here I can mention in this way. Okay, with the one tab separated. Okay, now you can see student ID, same thing, right? Same thing you'll get, but here actually this is the resource, right? After the resource you have to maintain one tab and you have to place your method, right? But here after the resource there is no one tab, right? So that's why it is showing error actually. So that's why you need to select all this and press one tab actually. So then like you can remove your errors actually. Okay, here you can see now also it will work same actually, but I need to remove like unnecessary resource part. Okay, I can reuse this thing. Student, nothing, student get means nothing but I'll get a all student details. Okay, students like otherwise I can, oh, it's fine actually, student, right? So I'm get sending, so now I will get a multiple student details. If I'm hitting second resource student by student today, I'll get a single response actually. Okay, so I'll get a single student details. Same way actually, if I'm sending like student, right? So student, I'm using this post method. Okay, this post method inside of student. Okay, so give me a second, I'll cut this, I'll cut this post and I'm pasting here. Okay, I'm cut this and I'm pasting here. What will happen actually? So and I can remove this thing, right? So I can remove this thing. Now you can see my summary. If I click on the summary, you can see student get post, nothing but you can use this student. Okay, so nothing but I'm hitting the get operation, try it and sending the request, we'll get the response actually. So this is the get operation, right? So I have one more thing, I'm sending the request and I'm getting the response actually. So now you'll get a response inserted successfully. By using one resources we can create a multiple methods actually. Okay, this is the way you have to create in a real time. Okay, but here you will get a list of objects at the same time. Here you can send a list of objects also to insert. Okay, so for that I need to change my input body. Okay, I need to change my input body structure. Here I can use multiple array nothing but it will showing a multiple objects. Don't confuse. Okay, the very simple thing. If I am saying everything in a single day, then you get it. Actually 3 days I need to take it to complete this time. Okay, so I can insert multiple objects also. Okay, but I cannot update multiple objects at a time. Okay, so just I can update only single object based on the ID. Okay, I'm giving the ID in a URI parameter and I can update, right? So that you can see here, you can see one similar thing actually. So getting the student details by ID and updating the student details by ID and delete student details by the ID, right? So here I can match these three resources into this under student ID. Okay, how can I match actually? So in this way, just to see this, I'm removing this thing. Here I'm removing these things and I need to maintain these methods in this get level actually. So get is in a two tabs, after two tabs, right? Get is after two tabs. Otherwise your put method, delete method, everything will coming under student, right? Everything will coming under student. Actually it is not coming under in student ID. What we have to do means if it is coming under SID, coming ID so for that we need to select these two methods and we need to place one tab actually. Okay, so that automatically it will coming here, nothing but it will coming under SID, right? Only get and post method is coming under student and this get and put and delete is coming under SID. So why I have created in this way actually? So for getting all students I no need to pass any student ID, and inserting student I no need to pass any student ID in a URI parameters. I'm passing student ID, right? Inserting also I'm passing student ID, but I'm passing in body, not in URI parameter. Okay, for which methods I need to pass my SID in URI parameters? For get student by get student ID and update student by student ID, delete student by student ID. For these three methods only I need to pass my student ID as a URI parameter. Okay, that's why I have to placed all these three methods in a SID, under SID, and I have pasted post and get method under students. Okay, in this way we need to create. Here you can see Under student I have get method, post method. For these two methods, okay, fetching all students, I don't need to pass any student ID. Inserting the student, I don't need to pass any student ID, right? Even I'm passing student ID, that is also I'm passing in the body actually. I'm not passing in a URI parameters. In this way, but getting the student, like a particular student, I need to pass the student ID. And also updating the particular student details, I need to pass the student ID. At the same time, for the deleting also I need to pass the student ID, right? So all student ID I'm passing through the URI parameters, okay, so that I no need to pass in the body in some other place, okay. So in this way we can create our API. So this is our like real-time project standards, okay. So in this way we can apply, we can create our API, but this is not enough actually. So we need to apply, we need to reuse more things actually in this, okay. We can reuse more things in this. So if I can, okay, if you can stop this here, it is very useful to you, okay. Otherwise if you want to continue in the same video, then we can continue, okay. So this thing you will prefer, I will